Welcome back to Super Mario Bros. Free. This is part 9. We're tackling our first level in Hell, World 8, the Bowser area. And it's got a very different approach to the way that it... Oh, classic. Absolute classic. It has a very different approach to how it handles its stages, as you just saw in the overworld, which I typically cut out. But in this case, you saw it. You actually don't have levels necessarily. Instead, what happens is you just step on this tank tile and you just end up in a stage, and that's basically how most of the levels are made up in this world. I'm not sure if it has any conventional regular, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stages, or if it's all gonna be like this. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure there's normal levels too. But this is a very different approach. It's really cool to see like the game still throwing curveballs at you this late into the game, because it's easy for a game to sort of fall into a pattern and become the same thing all the way through, and that's usually the safe bet. You know, it's how you would usually how you end up with just pretty good games, but when it decides to shake things up just a little bit for the end, but not too much, because you're still platforming. Ultimately, this isn't a major departure. We're still just jumping around, killing stuff. It's just the context in which we're doing it, that's not how cannons work. God, what the fuck is this design? Like, I feel like the developers just took random level tiles and were just like, yep, that's gonna be a tank now. Although it is still a really cool concept. You know, this must have been insane to see, like, a giant moving platform like this back then. I mean, okay, probably wasn't that impressive. Tons of games have that on the NES because, you know, it's really easy to both over and underestimate a system's capabilities, you know? It's easy to just say, oh, this must have been so impressive. Actually, no, I'm sure that there's plenty of things that weren't that impressive back then, you know? Because it's just, I imagine that by 1988, people had already seen a lot of what the NES had to offer to begin with, because the NES was kind of old at this point. I mean, think about it for a second. You know, okay, having black enemies on a black background is definitely, it's great for visibility. You can really see everything. But by that point, it was already a 5-year-old system, the Famicom at least. The NES itself was only 3 years old, but still. And so by the time this game was released in America, it would have been 4 years old. Holy shit, that's shooting some big boys. And that's a slightly higher detail, what you call it, cannon compared to everything else. And why do the multi-moles look different? I know it's a palette issue, most likely. Hold on, kill him without getting killed by that cannon, alright? It's not even that hard to traverse through these stages. It's just a matter of... Oh, shit, okay. It's a matter of not letting that happen. That's why we have time powers, okay? There you go. And I'm assuming now we're going to be fighting up... Seriously? A boomerang, bro? Didn't those guys make a... These guys made a reappearance in, what was it? Super Mario 3D World, right? No, it was also... They were also in 3D Land. And I'm assuming that the next level is going to be the exact same thing. Yeah, but now there's water in the background, which means that... Well, it's actually in the foreground, which means that everything's going to be dipping up and down. That's kind of going to change the way that we, I don't know, the way... Oh, wait, can I... No, I can't access that, but I somehow was able to sneak right underneath those projectiles, which is really convenient for me. So, there's a chance this might be the last episode, but there's also a chance it might not be, because... you don't know, that this world could be really long. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably know already, because I'm really fucking late to the party here. I mean, like, this game is... It's not that it's old, it's just that it's so legendary, right? Because it's not about how old a game is when it comes to whether or not the likelihood of someone having played it. It's the popularity of a game. Like, you could have a game released 50 years ago and no one's played it as of late because no one remembers it. But you can have a game that was released super recently and everyone's played it just because everyone knows about it, right? So with this game, it's like not only is it old, it's also very popular. So it's like, what the fuck have I been doing? Well, I don't know. I just thought, screw it. It could make for a fun series. And you know what? This has been a very enjoyable game, very enjoyable Let's Play to do. So much more than... Am I gonna... Okay, there you go. I thought I soft-locked myself. So much more than some other games I've done where halfway through I'll just be regretting it, just thinking, oh, fuck. Why did I choose to do this game? Which is why I'm always so picky when it comes to what games I choose. But here, this was a fucking no-brainer. It's just like, hey, you jump in. Oh, shit, it's this guy again. Well, at least he's an actual boss encounter, which still is not very difficult. Hey, it only took 9 parts of a series, but I finally... So over an hour. But I finally figured out how to beat him consistently. So where are we going to go now? I guess it's going to unlock that door. I am curious about this section. Let's see where it takes us. Will it skip to some other part of hell, or... Oh, it skips to this part. Now let's go for this door instead and see what that does. I mean, oh, it's the exact same pipe. So I could have just skipped that. Yeah, I could have just skipped that stage. Actually, wait, hold on. Was I on the other side? No. Wait, what am I talking about? I thought for a second that I came out on the other side. Doesn't matter. So here the gimmick is that, yeah, you got these dithered hands for some reason. They have dithering on them, which take you to a random stage. Well, I don't think it's random necessarily. I do love how it just has this totally unfitting, like, thematically underground theme for this area. You're just like, all of a sudden, you got this fucking chill thing going on, despite the fact that you're supposed to be, like, on the final frontier of the game, and it's gotta be all epic. And why are they green? Also, why do we have the chunky boys? We're not in the big world. Well, I guess they just look like that anyway in the normal world, but whatever. I mean, it's not really normal. We're in hell. Oh, we got a chest. We got items, though. That's neat. So the game's actually rewarding me for my bad luck getting, because I think it's possible to go, yeah, I think let's try it again. Hold on, let's just see if it's completely randomized, which means if I'm like one of those speedrunner guys, I would want to hope that my RNG is good enough to, I think you have to get sucked in at least once, maybe twice, I'm not sure. That part must really suck if you're speedrunning the game, because think about it. Your entire run hinges on how the game just feels like it at that point. And that's kind of shitty if you think about it. You know, it's like, it throws skill out the window. Typically more skill-based games are preferred for speedrunning. This generally is a very skill-based game, as you can see by me failing at it constantly. That's because you know, for some reason the term fail feels so early 2010s. When I say that out loud, I'm just like, wow, what an epic fail. No, I can do this. Yes, I knew it. I knew I can make it. I don't know why, it just feels like a dated term, even though there's really nothing inherently old about it. It's existed for years. It's just that, I don't know, I guess because of Tobuscus, remember failure, something like that. I don't know. Was that what I'm thinking about, or was it just his intro and I just happened to know? I think he would occasionally splice that in as an animation in his Minecraft Let's Plays. Remember that? He was actually a really good musician. That's the crazy thing. Like those few YouTubers who are just supposed to be funny gaming comedy guys, but they actually do other things very well, like draw and, well, actually I'm not sure. Can he draw? Because surely some of the art must have been done by him, unless he just happened to commission the same artist every time. But his music was actually pretty damn good, to be honest. I mean, it's not hard to write good music. Like, come on, let's be real. Like, there's two things that are difficult. Writing really, really good music and really bad music. But writing just pretty good music is actually really easy. But also, why is there clouds in a stage that's supposed to be in pitch black darkness? I'm not sure. It's just... Sometimes you wonder why certain developers pick the level assets that they do, and can you stop fucking dying? This looks like a Proton John playthrough, Jesus Christ. Good thing I disabled the on-screen display that says, loaded state, saved state, all those things, because, otherwise this would just be I'm not gonna take the L. I refuse to do that. Wow, look at me using contemporary lingo, taking the L, instead of just saying I'm not gonna let myself die. Because there's no point, I can just keep... Shit. Okay, I guess not. The jumping isn't actually as floaty as some people make it out to be. I don't know why, because maybe my definition of floaty jumping is different from most, but it's actually pretty tight. This game controls... I don't know if it controls better to Super Mario World, but you know what? After playing this game myself, I honestly have to say that I think it's just a better game than Mario World. Like, Mario World, I also have a problem with Mario World structure, to be honest. There are some instances of the game being a little bit obtuse as to exactly where you're supposed to go, and maybe that's just me just being terrible at figuring that kind of stuff out. It's not even that inherently difficult. Also, based on... I think this might be the last episode, honestly, because I've been recording for about, oh, fuck. Did you hear that? I accidentally stepped on the table that's holding my mic up, and it shifted a little bit. Maybe you didn't hear a thing, because believe it or not, microphones aren't that sensitive. But anyway, there can't be that much left to the game, right? Wait, that's the exact same passage. Don't tell me that... Ooh, now we have low visibility. That's the gimmick here. Okay. Oh, now we got the normal level. So it took basically almost a world's worth, but we're finally actually playing through stages. And they all have the underground theme for some reason, because I guess it's dark, so that means we gotta play the underground theme. How the fuck am I supposed to get this power-up block? Oh, like this. And I'm dead. Nope. Nope, at this point it's just Kaizo. Oh, it's not that. It's not Kaizo at all. It's not even close to being the same level of difficulty, because you gotta remember, this is a game that people still have to pay money for, therefore you can't expect them to spend hours of their lives, like, mastering it that much. You know, games that are usually released just by fans like that, what the fuck was that, are typically way more difficult because, well, one, they're meant to test people who are extremely familiar with these games because they're made by the fans for the fans, and also because, well, it's a free game, so you're just kind of like, well, you know, who cares if you can never beat it? You're not entitled to any sort of satisfaction from completing a game. Oh my god. Did you just hear that? I'm so glad I captured that. That was a save state glitch. So basically, I loaded the state, and then all of a sudden, the sound effect just doubled up on itself. Okay, let's not even try and go for the power-ups. They're clearly a trap. All we really need to do is just keep moving forward, and I don't know why there's a fucking spring block there. Just jump, jump. That glistening effect is really nice on the cannons. Ooh, we're gonna get an extra life because we totally need one of those, right? Yep, we needed that. I'm super low on lives right now. Also, why the fuck is there a boo? This is not a ghost town state, a ghost, oh, for fuck's sake. This isn't a ghost house level. Why the hell is there a boo? I don't know, because the developers were like, yeah, screw it, let's put one of those in there. I don't know what else we're supposed to be talking about in a level like this, because there's not a lot of things going on visually. Typically, platformers are very easy to commentate over because you have a lot of different things happening, but here, there's not a lot of different things happening. It's just kind of like, well, we're in a pitch black stage with very unfitting assets. This has always been it's that strange moment in fact, a lot of Mario games used to genuinely have surrealist moments to them. Just assets that don't make sense. That wasn't, I wouldn't say that, oh, it was typical for the time. No, it wasn't actually. Plenty of games will look completely normal and have everything will make sense in them. But here, look at this shit. It's like we have everything is pitch white now with these dead-eyed hills, and for some reason the sand is still in color. I'm gonna assume that you just couldn't make it black and white for some reason because it was just, that was the set palette for, oh, because they used the same palette as the blocks, I imagine, and the sun, so they had to make sure those were still the same color so that the coins would stand out. Come on, just do the platforming, you fucking Mario Maker level. You know, does anyone actually use the Mario free themes for Super Mario Maker 2? Also, why does it feel like Super Mario Maker 2 is older than 1, even though it's obviously not the case? I don't know why, it's just kind of... In a weird way, though, I think it's because I've been exposed to Mario Maker 2 a lot more than 1, because it became a lot more popular with the overall success of the Switch. Now, it was definitely a killer app for the Wii U, we can't deny that. Like, it was probably one of the most... It was one of the few games on the Wii U truly worthwhile. Not to say that the Wii U doesn't have a lot of great games. It actually has a decent library, especially when it comes to eShop stuff. Like, really, the 7th and 8th generations of gaming, although mostly the 7th, but still, they were really the era of the small team, if that makes sense. That was when the small development team was able to shine again after the early 7th generation was all about just the giant budgets and stuff, because believe it or not, games used to be made by very small teams because you just didn't require super big teams to be made. But then games got a lot more elaborate and expensive, and they're like, oh fuck, we gotta hire more people. I hope I'm going the right way now, I'm not sure. And when downloadable games became more popular again, that's when we were able to see a lot more smaller games, you know, succeed, and that's great. Although I think that was the wrong way, but hey, at least we got a power-up, and I'm not gonna squander that now. I'm gonna fucking keep the power-up, alright? Nope. We're gonna wait a few seconds, and then we're gonna jump down and not get hit again. I said we're not gonna get hit again. Now, I don't know why there's a block there. I can't ground pound in this game, obviously. This was way before they introduced the ground pound. Actually, it wasn't that long before. It was only... okay, almost a decade. It's kind of crazy to think the difference in time between this and Mario 64 is 8 years, and yet it feels like a lot more, and yet it also feels like less. It doesn't make sense. I'm not sure exactly what I'm trying to say right now, but what I'm trying to do is figure out what to fucking do in this area. Now, obviously, we're back here. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna keep moving forward, take the fucking hit, fine. Ooh, H. Oh, I get it. Now I have to break through. No, I have to stay Big Mario so that I can break through those blocks. Otherwise, I can't. There's a little bit of that puzzle-solving element, which I don't actually mind completely as long as it doesn't get me stuck. So hopefully I'll be able to just progress and not have to... Yep, okay, we're definitely making progress at this point. Now, why is there multiple doors? Where the hell am I supposed to go at this point? Oh, I bet it's the one right underneath the swamp. Actually, no, you know what? It might not be. Let's just keep moving forward. And hey, you like it when I'm actually commentating about the game itself? Because at this point, there's a lot of things going on that are engaging me intellectually. Well, I don't know if intellectually is the right, but mentally, definitely. Like, I'm actually having to think about what I'm doing. Jump, just make sure we don't go over time. What time? Okay, we have oh, for fuck's sake. And I love how Mario just instantly shrinks back down. That's actually a really interesting detail, because in the newer games, of course, they actually give Mario a separate death animation for when he dies in lava, while still being, you know, Super Mario, if that makes sense. Oh, crap. Why the fuck are we... Alright, I guess it's to kill the... You can kill the boos. Hell yeah, best game. Can you kill the boos in future games? I'm not sure. Okay, this is like the obvious... Yes, you are making progress section. Oh. Oh, what the fuck? Wait, hold on. Where am I... Where am I going? Why is this level so big? Also, why do we... I just realized there's a time limit. Despite the fact that... Oh, crap. I mean, that's just for an extra life, but I don't need the extra life. Okay, now I'm officially at the point where I have absolutely no clue if I'm genuinely making progress in the stage, or if I'm just bound to run out of time. Oh, you motherfucker. You're going to die. You're going to die, Mario, and it's going to be all your fault. Me? Well, your fault as in... Not... Well, I don't know. I'm playing the game, so I guess it's my fault, except that I don't know how this level was meant to be played. That's going to hit me, right? Yeah, it's going to hit me, but I need the speed in order to get up here, so I'm going to take the hit and see where we can go. What is this place now? Oh, shit, a sideways swamp? Seriously? That's one way to design a stage. Okay, I definitely predict this being the last level of the episode, because it is very confusing. Not necessarily difficult. I mean, it is difficult, but I have save states, so it's not difficult. But what is difficult is me figuring out how to get through. I mean, really, where the hell am I supposed to go at this point? No, I already went through that door earlier. What if I have to go here? That's just a coin. Is it all just a matter of finding the one door, or is it something much more complicated? Because at this point, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna have to pause the game and look it up, which I never thought I'd have to do in a game like this. Okay, maybe it's this door. Now we're here. I've been there before, but what if we go left instead? No, there's nowhere for me to go there. Well, I guess we have to keep moving, but there's nothing there. Okay, then, I guess we're... What the fuck? What's the point of this area, then? Okay, we're gonna run back down, go over here, and then maybe run forward through this section, and then we'll figure it out. I don't know. I'm completely lost. I'm absolutely stuck at this point, because there's no clear tell as to, okay, what if I go back here? I can still make it up there. That's the problem, though. Mario is too maneuverable. As in, I can actually progress backwards more than I really should be able to. Oh, crap. Wait, so I need a specific amount of speed. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But it makes it confusing because I don't know if I'm backtracking or if I'm actually making forward progress. So at this point, I'm seeing myself looking up a fucking guide on this stage, honestly. And I'll just beat it, and then I'll see you guys with the next episode if that's what ends up happening, because where the hell do I go? Like, I want to figure this out on my own, because it is rewarding when you do that. See, there's nowhere for me to go over there. And this door leads to here, which I've already visited, I think? It looks familiar. Yeah, I've already been here, this section with the dry bones. Well, one of many with the dry bones, but maybe I can make it... maybe the game wants me to do a little speedy jump over here and not get crushed, so that's gonna be impossible. That is actually impossible, because there's not enough room for me to avoid, unless I trick him, and then oh, for fuck's sake, that is actually not doable. In the slightest. I mean, unless I somehow... But Mario can't gain enough speed, so... Oh, I know what I have to do. I have to find access to a... I gotta get a fucking P-switch. That's what I have to do. Okay, let's try and complete the stage in this episode, okay? So I'm gonna look up how to do this, and then I'll see you guys in a few seconds. You're never gonna fucking believe it. It's this. That's all I had to do, and now we're gonna fight Boom Boom again. And with that, we're ending the fucking episode. Jesus Christ. Okay, like, I get... Why would you put the thing you're supposed to do off screen? You know that you're making your game for a 4x3... Well, not even 4x3, for something even narrower than 4x3. Why would you do it that way? fuck it, whatever, it doesn't matter. Well, now we're moving on to something else in the next episode. See you guys in part 10 of Super Mario Bros. Free.